Right, so part A says what's the charge for 50 hours of internet use? Well, it looks like if once we pay the $18 service charge, the first 50 hours is free, it's included. So if I just use 50 hours of internet, it's going to be $18. That's the answer to part A. Part B wants to know how much would it cost if I use 75 hours. Well, for the first 50 hours, I'll get that with my 18 bucks. And uh, but for any hours after 50, it looks like it's 25 cents an hour. As long as I don't go up to 100. So if I use 75 hours of internet use, that means that means for 25 of those hours, I'm going to have to pay an extra quarter. So this would be C75. This is the cost for using 75 hours of internet use. Again, 18 right here. That takes care of the first 50 hours, and then this right here is the extra 25 hours that I'm using the internet for that I have to pay a quarter on, and and so the cost of using the internet for 75 hours. I'm gonna use my calculator. That would be 25 times 0.25 plus 18. It looks like it's 24.25. That's the answer to part B. Part C says, what if I use the internet for 135 hours? So I want to find the cost for using it for 135, C of 135. Well, once again, it's going to be $18 for the first 50 hours, and then for the next 50 hours, I'll have to pay a quarter. Right. So again, this is the 18 is for the first 50 hours. And then this expression would represent what I have to pay for the next 50 hours. Notice that brings me up to 100 hours of internet use. And for the final 35 hours, I have to pay $1 an hour, it says. So I only have to pay $1 an hour for the hours that are past 100. So for the first 50 hours, that's 18 bucks. The next 50 hours would be 50 times 0.25. And for the last 35 hours, I gotta pay $1. And so whatever all this adds up to, that's the answer to part C. So with my calculator, so 35 times $1, that's going to be 35 bucks plus 50 times the 0.25 plus the 8. Looks like it's $65.50. Finally, part D wants me to actually create an equation, a function, uh, that mathematically models how much it'll cost if I use X hours of internet use. So it's going to be a piecewise function. Um, if if um, if I use between 0 and 50 hours, then the cost will be just 18 bucks. It'll be constant. I didn't put the equals on the 0 because I think you could go either way. On the 0 right here, you could put less than or less than or equal to. I suppose technically if I use 0 internet, then why would I be paying anything at all, right? So I wouldn't be paying. But so I would mark this correct whether there was a less than or less than or equal to right here. And then and then if I use the internet more than there's going to be a special cost, which I need to figure out. So if I use the internet, um, what happens is I have to pay $18 plus, um, let's see, the number of hours that I use the internet minus 50. times 0.25. Right, so I only have to pay that extra quarter for the hours beyond 50. Right, so like back over here on part B, when I use the internet for 75 hours, I only paid the quarter. I only paid that extra quarter on this 25 right there. That's the number of hours beyond 50. So that's the number of hours minus 50. Now I have to simplify this. So we have 18 plus 0.25x minus 50 times 0.25 is 12.5. And so this would come out to be 0.25x. 18 minus 12.5 is 5.5. And so that's the cost. 0.25x minus 5.5. That models how much it costs if I use the internet between more than 50 hours but less than or equal to 100. One way to check that answer is we could plug 75 into that expression and make sure I get the answer to part B. Let me try that. 0.25 times 75 minus 5.5. Oops. I forgot to add the 18. No, I added the 18 on there. It looks like I have an error right here. This is 18 minus 12.5. That should be positive. That should be positive 5.5. So I'm glad I checked that. If I take 75 and plug it into that expression, 0.25 times 75 plus 5.5 is 24.25, which coincides or matches to my answer to part B. So that's good. Finally, what if I use the internet for more than 100 hours? X is greater than 100. Well, it would cost me $18 for the first 50 hours, and then it would cost me 50 times 0.25 for the next 50 hours. And then for any hours beyond 100, which could be modeled by X minus 100, I have to pay $1 an hour. And so now I'm going to simplify this. We have 18 plus 50 times 0.25 is 12.5 plus X minus 100. And so we have X, and then 18 plus 12.5, that would be 20.5. And if I subtract 100, I think that's negative 79.5. But I'm going to check that. 18 plus 12.5 minus 100 is actually 69.5. It looks like 18 plus 12.5, that'd be 20.5. I'm sorry, 30.5. Shoot, 18 plus 12.5 is 30.5. And when I subtract that from 100, that'd be 69.5. And so X minus 69.5 should model how much it costs if I use the internet for more than 100 hours. And to check that, we can check it against what we got for part C. I should be able to plug 135 into this, and I should get my answer to part C. And so 135 minus 69.5 is sure enough 65.5. And so now we have a model, we have an equation, a function that models how much it'll cost for X hours of internet use.